What's up? How's everybody doing? How you feeling? Again with the foggy camera. Somehow, for some reason, when I'm here at my house, the camera's foggy. Maybe it's because my mind is foggy. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna be jumping right into the charts today. So I'm blurry, but the charts will be clear. That's okay. I don't know what the heck is going on. So maybe I'm gonna need to raise some money and start a GoFundMe for a new camera for the house. I don't know what the heck is going on here. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. There we go. Clarity is everything. Now, everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. We got a lot of stuff we're gonna be covering today. If this is your first time here, I can guarantee you it's not gonna be your last time. My name is Kellam. Welcome to the show. All my information is right there. You also see it next to my face for most of the show. We're gonna be breaking down what's going on. PPI coming in a bit hotter than expected. Why do we care about that? We just got CPI. We also saw inflation has been coming down. However, PPI is one of those precursor metrics. PPI is the producer's price index. Therefore, if production cost starts rising, then that will, at some point in the near future be translated to higher cost for consumers at the register. So we got to pay attention to this. Just when we think we're right at that spot, Bitcoin has been pumping. The majority of this year, we've had, push up, pull back, larger push up, pull back, larger push up. We're in a little bit of a consolidation space. There's a couple charts and a couple things I've been identifying over the last couple weeks, suggesting a larger pullback is in the cards. But there's also, I don't want to just be the bearish narrative, because typically I'm very bullish on where price is going, especially coming in once we get into early 2024, starting off, whether we're coming down into the halving or going up into the halving. I do think sometime around the halving will probably be somewhere between, I would think somewhere between $28,000 and $35,000. It's kind of hard to predict whether or not we're coming up to it or breaking down into the halving. But post halving is when all the fireworks start to shoot and when they start to really, have those incredible gains. But you don't really benefit from the incredible gains unless you're prepared before those gains happen. So that's what we're talking about. Again, we're going to be breaking down the charts today and a lot of stuff. I just want to do a special shout out really quick again to everybody that's in Maui, everybody that's in Lahaina. For those maybe you weren't tuned in the last few days, I have a bunch of family there, both my grandparents on my dad's side, two of my uncles, a cousin and his wife and his two, young kids. One of my cousins who's like a brother to me, my cousin Matt, who's actually, you'll see him on the show here and towards the end of September, October. He's coming out here to live with me for a brief period of time, specifically to work on some BitLab stuff. He's just really good with online business and such. And we're going to be tweaking some things and making it more effective, more efficient. His mother, he grew up in Maui. He still hasn't heard from his mother the last 3 days. He hasn't had any contact with her. So I found that out this morning. I didn't even know that. So special love and shout out to anybody with, hardship anywhere in the world, really, but going on, especially right now in Lahaina. It's a catastrophe. They say there's around 50 plus deaths. He talked to some people he knows in the fire department out there, and he said that it's a very underreported number. Maybe they're waiting to get some more fixed and codified numbers to report higher, but they're thinking it's probably somewhere in the hundreds. I pray to God that my aunt is not one of those people. Hopefully it's just a lack of communication because towers are down and everything's burned. But big love to everybody. It's a good reminder for all of us to be grateful we are alive. We have roofs over our heads. We can sit here on the internet and, speculate in a emerging market, which is what we're doing. So big love to each and every one of you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. It's time to jump into the charts again. My name is Kellam. Make sure you're hitting that like button, as I said, and all these things. My name's Kellam, and let's go ahead and dive into the show. Now, first things first, make sure you're following me here at Kellam. If you did not catch yesterday, I had a really great Twitter Spaces. Didn't have a huge turnout, but we had Gary Cardone, we had Leah the trader, excellent professional day trader, talking about strategies and some methodologies and practices and etc. and just navigating the market as well as Jordan Lindsay. And speaking of Jordan Lindsay, I did a really great interview. I mean, he's such a smart guy. Did a great interview with him yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday or the day before. It's going to be going out tomorrow, Saturday, on BitBoy Crypto and on BitLab Academy. It's going to go out first on BitLab Academy, the full-length version, and then there's going to be about a 15 or 18-minute, basically shortened version, which is the very beginning of the discussion. It's talking about when we can really identify the true bull has started. We've had a bullish impulse. Yes, we have had a bullish impulse. First half of this year, we've had huge gains. However, does that mean we are truly in a bear market? Sorry, truly in a bull market? Well, if we look at 2019, if we look at 2015, we see that we've had two different sort of narratives about what the Bitcoin price action could do pre-halving. Again, if you don't know what the halving is, make sure you're getting involved over at bitlabacademy.com. Come over here. You can sign up right here. If you click on enroll now at the top right, you see this right here. Come down to the right here, sign up for free. You get the basics. Understand the basics of Bitcoin, the basics of blockchain, the crypto beginners course. This is all free stuff. You can also just Google Bitcoin halving, learn about it. Be ambitiously curious. Your curiosity will be your best asset, especially in this space as it quickly grows. You can also sign up right here. I want all access for all access to all the courses, as well as a premium Discord. The bundle of both of those, by the way, we charge less than most crypto people charge for just their premium Discord alone. We have all access to all the video courses and quizzes and tests and resources, as well as a premium Discord. You can use Give Me 30 for 30% off your first month, or you can get the BitLab Pro, which is 30% off every month because it's all bundled together. We wanted people to pay less than $100 a month for the BitLab premium Discord, all access to all the courses, as well as the BitLab trading stack, which is the indicator set that we built and we completely overhauled. We're about to roll this out here in a matter of days. And you have access to all this stuff for under $100 a month right here. Now with the courses, what I was talking about, if you don't know what the halving is, get over here to, even if you do just a free sign up, Bitcoin 101, there's 5 or 6, I believe 6 lessons in here that breaks down where Bitcoin came from, what it is, why it's important, what the halving is, all basically the basics here. And then you can also break down here into the crypto beginners that really has an intro to a lot of the basics of not only Bitcoin and crypto, but also TradingView and what technical analysis is, some basics on some free indicators like RSI and stochastics, and what support and resistance is, all the basic things you need to know, especially if you're a beginner. Of course, if you want to take your education further, get into that all access or the BitLab Pro so you can go through all these other courses. And we've got a lot more stuff coming. So I just want to shout that out. Now, again, if you're watching over on Hit Network, make sure you come over to BitLab Academy YouTube page right here, youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. Give us a follow. Join the community. You are not a follower if you are a member of this community. You are an equal part of a community, just as I am. This is, this is, I think, one of the most positive, encouraging, warm channels on the internet. And I'm not speaking about me. I'm talking about everybody that's here in chat. We don't have trolls. We don't have, when people do that, it's not like we just ban them. We try to engage with people and say, okay, if you have this thought, what's your question or what's your solution on the other side of it? Let's not have just this negative bullshit that we see all over the internet. We don't do that here. This is about growing and sharing together. Again, this channel is about bridging that gap from beginner to pro, and we do it in an effective and meaningful manner. Now, what are we talking about today? Well, first things first, PPI. Right here, PPI. What is this? A producer's price index, month over month. Look at this. It's up. Not only is it up, it's above expectations. It's not what we want to see, especially if everybody's arguing about the inflation's going down. We're seeing a precursor right here that we're about to see some maybe rise in the cost of goods, because if it costs more to make them, it's going to cost more to sell them, because the profit margin is going to be the same. So if the metric of production goes up, then the cost at the register goes up. This is why, even if you're trading and speculating specifically only in Bitcoin or only in Cardano or only in AVAX, all these things in markets, global markets, are tied together, especially when you talk about the cost of money, the cost of goods. If goods cost more, people spend more, they have less to spend in markets. And what do markets do? When we trade, when we invest, when we do any of these things within the market, we are speculating on where we think price is going. Therefore, markets are forward looking. So if we see this may be causing some pressure on what's going on in traditional markets. I have not pulled those up yet today. I was going to do that live with you. So let's do that right now. Let's come over here. By the way, if you ever see me doing stuff on TradingView and you're like, how the hell is this TradingView set up like that? How does he have all these metrics across the top and different templates here and setting up and going here between different chart setups, and it's automatically preloaded? Head over to the YouTube page here, scroll down to this daily alpha section right here, Pro Trading View Guide. Watch this. It breaks it all down. How to set up your charts, how to utilize it, quick keys, how to use TradingView in a meaningful manner so you're not always having to go and individually select a specific chart you want to see. You can have it already preloaded. So here, looking at the NASDAQ, okay, PPI has not affected the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's actually going up. Let's go on the 30-minute. Okay, yeah, so on the market open right on this candle right here. Oh, nope, sorry. I'm navigating using my trackpad, which is not so fun. But we see this is the market open right here. We opened on a gap lower. What do I mean by that? This was the end of the candle yesterday. And this candle, bullish candles open on the bottom, bearish candles open on the top. So if this closed here and this next candle opened here, this means this gapped down. But what happened? Immediately brought up to the upside. The question is going to be here. We see this momentum rolling over. Excuse me. This is on the 30-minute candle chart. This is rolling over. Volume's coming down. This volume does not agree with this move. This is suggesting to me this likely will find, this is basically setting up for institutional smart money to take prices lower. Why is that? How could pushing up be setting up to take price lower? Yes, we're looking at NASDAQ right now, but this is true for every market that you're looking at when you're looking at candle patterns and price action on a chart. This is pushing up. Volume's not agreeing with it. Momentum's rolling over. This is setting up for somebody to take a short up here to then have the best option for a short to move price action to the downside. Does this have to happen? Not necessarily. So we look at SPDR or SPDR or the SPY S&P ETF. This gap lower as well, pushing up. Look at this. It's also still below this 20 moving average. This, I mean, we drew this over here, this yellow line, and look what happened. Pushed up, rejected. What happened? Pushed up a little bit in a different spot, but same process happened here. In that, the price is moving down and stair stepping to the downside. Down, up, down, up. This is a line in the sand here. Is this going to be the next leg down here? I care about Bitcoin and crypto. Why are you showing me this, Kelly? Because these are giving you a good risk narrative about what is going on in the markets. Not know why my camera is always freaking foggy when I'm at the house. It's the same camera that I use in the, I'm about to use some colorful language. So we're going to go off my ugly face today and we're going to look at just his charts because I don't want to deal with the damn fuzzy camera. Throw one in chat if you get frustrated by technology not working. This stuff's supposed to make shit easier and it always makes stuff more difficult. I swear to God. All right. Guess I need some more morning coffee. And also look at this. Dollar index pushing up a little bit on this news, but also starting to roll over. So Dow Jones kind of consolidating right here. Are we looking for a gap lower? I don't know. But when we see this PPI going up, what the heck does this mean? I had something here and it disappeared. So let's go ahead and just search PPI. Let's go ahead and look at this really quick. All right. PPI for final demand components, 1 month % change. Goods and services. Services went up. Overall, the CPI, PPI numbers tell us that an economic soft landing could be in the cards, a scenario that only a few months ago seemed unrealistic. I don't want to read this article. There was a different one that I had. So you see this article came out right as the market opened. It says stock slip. And we see that the initial intention of the market was downside price action. This is what I was talking about, where we gapped lower. The candle opened below where any of this candle even was. So there was a gap lower, and we can actually even see this if we go like this. If you want to see what I'm talking about, let me go like this. Let me make this large. You bastard. There we go. All right, so we can go, this is where we opened today. If we go right here, we go to replay, we go like this, and we go 1x speed, you'll see. Now watch where this next candle opens. See that gap? This was where it closed, and this one opened, broke down, and then shot up to the upside. So this is an impulse recovery that is really just a little bit of a bull trap. My opinion, at least, is it's going to be a little bit of a bull trap and work its way up here only to come back down. But it doesn't have to happen that way. Playing this out, we can see that this has worked its way up a little bit higher. But if this candle closes anything like this, we see this large impulse, smaller impulse, and if it closes anything in the shape, this is suggesting that this rollover is playing out as expected. Currently, we do see 1, 2, 3, 4 green, basically bullish signals that are measuring in the BitLab trend fuel that we're seeing down here. By the way, all the indicators you're seeing on this chart are all part of the BitLab trading stack, and you will be having access to all these in a matter of days. Currently, you still anybody that buys the BitLab trading stack, this is what you'll get. Everybody that currently has a BitLab trading stack, you're going to have access to this very, very shortly. Now, what was I trying to say? Oh, coming back over here, the PPI is up. So producer price is not looking good in terms of what's going on. Let's go ahead and come over to the FedWatch tool. See me, FedWatch tools. And this is dropped a little bit. Remember yesterday it was over 90%. Now it's down to 88.5. It's gonna be interesting to see over the next 2 to 4 weeks how this interacts, because everybody's so sure, but we're gonna have to see how the data sort of lines out the rest of this this month and see if we get a flip-flop here and consensus that we will get potentially another rate hike. So we want to pay attention closely to this. Now, coming over here, PPI comes in above expectations, signaling potential inflationary pressures. Consensus 0.7, actual 0.8, previously 0.2. See this? So this is a pretty big spread. This is the first significant uptick since July 2020. Now, I just want to point out something. We're talking about all this monetary policy and inflation and all this. I want you to just look at this chart. This is from Colin Talks Crypto. If anybody doesn't know who Colin Talks Crypto is, when we talk about the CBBI, this is Colin Talks Crypto Bitcoin Bull Run Index. This is the tweet we're about to look at is from him, and he's the one that creates this aggregate on-chain metric that shows you the pi cycle top, the Rupal and the Nupal, the reserve hodl, Puel multiple, 2-year moving average, Bitcoin Trolololo, trend line, MVR, VZ score, reserve risk, Woobull, top cap, and the coin value days destroyed. All this aggregated together to give you basically a cumulative score of if you're near a bear market bottom or near a bull market top. How underheated or overheated are you? Really great. I just want to shout him out for that. Now, coming back over here to his post here, he's talking about the M1 money supply, M1 or M2 money supply. And if we look at this, 1960, 1980, this felt like a lot of money printing back then. We had a little bit of a push up, a little bit of a pull back. Then we had the 2008 housing crisis. We had a little bit of an uptick. And then into this is preceding 2020, the global economic shutdown, pandemic, all the things that led to this huge expanse in money printing. But look at this. If you saw this, would you invest in this if this was an asset? No, this looks like a scam wick. And if we read what he says here, this is why I support Bitcoin and the crypto movement. This chart is a single reason behind the economic crash that is coming beginning within 9 months after the current rally ends. Because of this chart, inflation reared its head, delayed by 2 years. Because of this chart, the Fed raised interest rates to combat inflation. Because of this chart, a massive economic crash is coming in response to those raised interest rates. This cycle has happened before. The formula is simple. There's a disaster, which is almost always manufactured, i.e. war, virus, etc., created intentionally to provoke widespread fear and panic. Reason, when people are panicking, they will support anything the government does to save them, including massive inflationary printing. The government prints massive quantities of currency too quickly in the name of saving people from the said disaster. 2, the causes, the delayed reaction of price inflation, prices of consumer goods and commodities go out of control, caused directly because of number 1, this massive printing of money. The Fed then tries to stave off the inflation that the government itself caused by raising interest rates, which further destroys the economy, making things such as home ownership and loans too expensive and lowers employment levels. If any of you have seen, let me see if I can find this pretty quickly. Again, if you haven't followed me, come over here, give me a follow. Who was it? Man, I don't even know who it was. Was it Game of Trades? I love Game of Trades. If you guys don't follow this individual, here it is. Yeah. So that's not what I want to see. There was a chart that he had of cost of housing. No. Got 157 people in the room. Everybody should be hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, dinging that bell. And I forgot to say, make sure you head over to my face is gonna be all fuzzy. There's some issue with my camera, but that right there. Make sure you follow me right there. Share the tweet from BitLab Academy, which is right here. Make sure you're following this, follow this page, retweet, like. We're giving away a free hour one-on-one session with me. That's what we're giving away today. So everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you're following the BitLab Academy page here. Again, I'm gonna take my face off because the foggy camera, I don't know what's going on with that, is irritating me. So it's just gonna be mostly charts today. But coming back over, I can't find the metric. I had it up and it kind of disappeared. But point being is cost of housing is gone. It's 1 in 10 houses is now over $1 million. Do you realize that? And not only that, the cost of housing has just gone up so dramatically. It's not like, okay, we've had wage increases, but they are in no way in parity in terms of their increase as the cost of housing. A massive collapse then occurs. The whole cycle is manufactured by the abuse of money printing under the false pretenses. The government tricks you into fear and then uses your fear to justify printing endless streams of money, which causes the endless cycle above. So you all are in the right place being interested in Bitcoin, blockchain, digital assets. The question is going to be, how do you balance your portfolio to take advantage of this sort of risk matrix and sort of hedging principle and opportunity outside of the traditional finance system, especially right now when there's a big part of it that is still out of the traditional finance system. But the further we foray into the next 5 to 10 years, the more entrenched this is going to become as part of the traditional finance system. So everybody be aware of that. Now, I do want to say, thinking about Bitcoin, that last asset we were talking about, AKA the dollar, is this absolute scam wick here. There has to be some sort of, large contraction. Even if this contraction, think of this like an asset. Even if this contraction came back to the golden pocket, which would be about right here, that is a huge decline in money. So be aware of that, what impact that would have. How could that even happen? Because if we had a decline in available money, we have all these expenditures, over $1 trillion in interest debt that we're paying, in interest on debt that we're paying a year. That would be astronomical inflation. If there's less money available, think about that. So looking at Bitcoin, this is from El Crypto Prof or Mustache here. We've been talking about this for some time, this massive descending, basically falling wedge here. And then we had this breakout that when we see this, somewhat compressed like this, when we see this somewhat compressed like this, this doesn't look like we've had much of a bull market run. This is the crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin. So this is all the altcoins. And we see the breakout here. This looks like has it really even been a breakout, or has it just consolidated sideways and basically progressed past this descending level of resistance? Now we also have this zone right here. Now look at this BBWP, the Bollinger Band Width Percentile, AKA things are very volatile, AKA things are not volatile at all. What happens when you have these very low periods of volatility? We see in this case, price action boom, moonshot. When we see in this case, price action broke down. So it doesn't mean that price is going to go one direction. No, Dave Digital, no, I didn't. But hey, you know what? The Dave Digital, this is for you. You got to keep it positive, and you got to be a valuable member here. But much like we talked about yesterday on Blockchain Basement, I'm giving it to you, baby. You get the double wrench. Now, looking here, altcoins look like they could be setting up for both a breakout to the upside or a breakdown. Everything's on a hinge here. Everything is like just on the edge of everything. We have to really pay attention to what's going on in the market. Now, coming over to this is what I really wanted to talk about. All these questions about where price is going today, when, where, why, how. Let's go ahead and minimize that message. Sorry about that. This is incredible. The number of processed transactions in 2022. Look at this. It's insane. When people ask if Bitcoin has value, it's magic internet money. Where does it come from? Well, my question is, first to anybody that says that, what the hell are you talking about? Where is this money coming from? Nowhere. You know where? Nowhere. It's coming out of thin air. You know what's magic money coming from nothing? The US dollar. There are functions and work that has to be done for Bitcoin to be made. First step is you need some sort of manufacture of energy, whether it's or conversion. You either need oil that's converting oil to energy, or you need capture of sunlight, or the capture of geothermic energy that's then translated into electricity. And then that electricity is in, through computational form and algorithms and the mining that is needed in order to produce Bitcoin. That's why the title for Bitcoin is proof of work. In order to do the work, you have to have the energy. In order to have the energy, you have to have work that's done to produce that energy. Bitcoin comes from so much substantially more than does the US dollar. So that's the point here. And so when we look at this, and not only do we see that Bitcoin is worth something because of the energy that's utilized and then the work that's done mathematically to in competition with miners to secure those blocks, but not only that, that's one value proposition in terms of the intrinsic value of Bitcoin. But then we also see right here the use case. Bitcoin is used so much more exponentially higher than the general populace of the world is even aware of. This is incredible. You want to talk about fundamental value? This leads me to believe I can look at the Bitcoin chart and say, zooming out on the Bitcoin chart, it doesn't matter to me if we look at this on the 3-day. It doesn't matter to me if we even come down here and test these lows at 15,000. Doesn't matter to me if we break down and test all the way down here somewhere at $6,000. It's a possibility. It could happen. Do I want it to happen? Absolutely not, because it would mean years of work to get back up. But I do know that regardless of how low this goes, Bitcoin will succeed, especially when we see signs of life like this and the fundamental growth that Bitcoin has seen over the last 14 years. The network, the decentralization, the security, the use case. This is just, I mean, it blows me away to look at this. Now, I think we need to move on to our next story here. And this is, that's not the story. That's right here. SEC decision on Bitcoin ETF may be announced today. What does it mean for Bitcoin? What it means for Bitcoin is if it gets announced today and it is the ARK Invest spot ETF is approved, markets are going to moonshot. We're going to break $32,000. We're going to, you know, it's going to, but I think the likelihood of that happening is on the lower side. It could happen, and I would be elated if it did. So don't quote me later saying I said it's not going to happen. When I'm stacking probabilities and I'm looking at all the context of what Gary Gensler has been saying over the last many, you know, year and a half, 2 years, and I look also at, you know, the landscape of the other spot ETFs that are on the horizon, or the applications that are in, I should say, I think this is going to line up more in line with what Kathy Woods, the CEO of ARK Invest, what she said, which is there'll likely be a grouping of ETFs, spot ETFs approved basically the same time or within a small window, let's say the same week, or there's going to be a mass denial because it's too much competition to let one of them completely outpace the other ones by approving one and making the other ones wait, you know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I think there's going to be a sort of mass approval time frame, probably early, I would guess January or February, middle of December through February, somewhere in that time frame. Now, what does it mean, though? In a groundbreaking move, June witnessed financial, we read all this, okay. 3 possible almost said scenarios, I could speak. Notably, the deadline for the SEC to decide on ARK Invest spot Bitcoin ETF is on Sunday the 13th. So note that. It's not today, but the SEC is not working on Saturday and Sunday. Bloomberg analyst James Seifert revealed on August 10th. However, given that it is the last day before the weekend, Seifert said he expects SEC to deliver the announcement today after the market close. So, and it's whether or not this happens, pay attention to the price action going into the market close. What's the market close? The market close is about 4 p.m. Eastern time here in the US. This is the markets they're talking about. According to crypto expert Jelly, I'm not sure, there's many ways you can pronounce that. There are 3 possible scenarios regarding the SEC expected August 11th announcement. He said the securities watchdog can either postpone their decision, approve the ETF, or deny it. This is what most people are banking on right here. Postpone, the delay. The point is, still got a little sickness from last week, God. The point is, there's something that has to happen on the 45-day mark from when the spot ETF is submitted to the Federal Registrar. That day is coming up on the 13th, and the end of the business week is today. So this is why people think this is going to happen today. And I do think there's going to be, I would expect a little bit of I don't think it's going to be a collapse, nothing like that. I think there's going to be a little bit of a pullback on following that news with the, you know, however far it goes down, there's going to be a decent recovery back. I don't think it's going to come back to equilibrium where we're at currently on price. But this lines up. Remember what I was talking about when we're looking at this chart. Where is... I don't know where I had a... Yeah, here it is. This is why I was also looking the last couple of days at this Elliott wave theory, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These Elliott waves work in the Elliott wave strategy. Calls for 3 pushes to the upside with 2 pullbacks, right, up to this local top, which just happens to line up perfectly with where all this trouble in the water is above us. And we have not been able to break through it. BlackRock ETF and XRP ruling could not get this over that $32,000 hump. In addition to that, we have two different ways to draw a rising wedge, and we've topped out. Look at that. These crossed right here, right where this got rejected. So that would, all these things are lining up, multiple different forms of technical analysis suggesting that this was a highly contested point. We got rejected on it. The question is going to be right here on this small retrace that we're seeing right now. The small retrace, if we come down, let's go to the 4 hour. I mean, look at where this went. I drew this to this level here where all this price action was, and look at where this is currently gone. Is this going to follow this strategy, this ABC wave, 1A, 2B, and then the C wave testing somewhere down in this $25,000 range, somewhere in this block? This doesn't need to go exactly to this level. But if we do get that spot ETF delay, maybe we test down here, which would be the lows here, also this order block, also this long period of support that comes all the way back here. We see that? And we're going to talk about this a lot on the interview we're releasing tomorrow on BitBoy Crypto and on BitLab Academy with Jordan Lindsay. We're talking about, you know, a lot of these important levels that we need to watch and how we can really identify when the bull market, it's like the signal for the ultimate bull market sort of signal to make sure that we can be in the best position possible. So definitely watch that stream tomorrow with me and Jordan Lindsay. But this level is critical. Not only is this level, look at this, directly right here, it's perfectly in line with where these lows are, as well as this order block. It's crazy how these levels line up on these charts when we really get to looking at them. So seeing this, we can see that the price action coming down to this level, if we get that delay and the price action pulls back over the weekend and here bounces up, something like this, I see as a possibility. And then around the beginning, actually, let me, we're on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 12 hour. Down, coming up, testing somewhere in this region here. And then in towards the end of the month, kind of chopping, riding in here. And then around the, coming around the September 1st or so, then coming down, testing to the upside of this range, and then breaking down from here. That's what I would see with the multiple delays that we would get from BlackRock, from Bitwise, and from ARK Invest, if this were to happen, something to that effect. So be aware of it. The chart's already been showing us that with this rounding top, with the Elliott wave, with the multiple points of resistance above us, not only these two diagonal trend lines, but also this order block resistance, but also this area right here, and also this area right here. Also, I mean, there's so much weight above us. And it doesn't mean that I'm bearish by identifying this. It means that I am aware that there's the odds are stacking in favor of the bears. Now, separate from that sort of argument, I would want to say, where's there's another chart here. Oh, it's right here. Forgot to. I don't want to look at that one. Here we go. So there's another way to look at this, though, and that is option J. Drag this down a little bit. So we got rejections here, rejection, rejection, but we also have this right here. So this is a bullish case. What does this remind you of? Ascending level of support, flat level of resistance. And what do we see? We can also do something like this, option J, just to give this levels of resistance, and also any breakdown here, a level of support that would likely be within this. Now we see on the 12 hour, look at this. The momentum wave is angled up, but we have, look at all this red we have in the bottom right corner. A lot of red in the bottom right corner. This is just the various signals that are in the BitLab trend fuel that we see down here. Of those signals, which is bullish, which is neutral, which is bearish. We're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of the 6 are bearish, although the momentum is angled up. But not only the momentum's angled up, sure, but you can't bank on just one signal within a multi-indicator signal. In this case, we can see that we have the stochastics coming down. And if we zoom in on this, check this out. Option T, we can go like this. We got a bit of a trend line here that this is rejecting from on stochastics. RSI tried to make a move up, got rejected, came back down. Money flow still negative. See this wave here coming back down, this purple wave, negative. Now let's go down to the 4 hour. 4 hour, I mean, look at these signals. Boom, boom. But despite all this, if we do get some sort of, let's say the ARK Invest gets approved today, or it's like approved with provisions or something ridiculous, or some other big news comes in, or look at this right here. Remember this? How many of you guys remember this? Sideways consolidation. This was the FTX crash right here. FTX crash, sideways consolidation, a little push up, fake out, sell back down, shake out the last week hands. And look at all these bullish divergences here on the bottom. We got all these numbers. Man, my trading view is so freaking slow. RSI, bullish divergence, stochastic momentum. Then we have two more right here. I'm not going to go through all these because it's too slow. Trading view is too slow for me right now. But look at all these bullish divergences that have been forming on the bottom here. And then just kind of out of nowhere, exhaustion of bears said, okay, we got to go hibernate. And bulls just bam, shot right up. Now, are we going to see something potentially like that over here where we have this sort of these sell-offs? Look at this. This looks very similar. This looks very similar to what we were looking at when we were looking at this. You see this? So there is a bullish case to be made that, Bitcoin can shock the hell out of people regularly. Just when things get the most boring, and to have this short squeeze that just pushes up, take out this level, come up, test this level, take out this level, and just, moon rocket from there. Because we do have this pattern, which is the inverse of what? What pattern is this the inverse of? It is the inverse of this pattern right here. Let's turn off the BitLab intelligence. Coming right here. See this? Descending level of resistance, flat level of support. What are we seeing over here? Rising level of support, flat level of resistance. Now, this isn't as pronounced, so I'm not looking to this as something that I'm truly utilizing, primarily because a number of things. If we look right here, you see this level right here and where the price action is. You see how much lower this level is right here and where this price action is. Massive bearish divergence came in right here on momentum. And we're not having the true sort of like breakdown, touch of this level, breakdown, touch of this level. This is a little bit delayed. So I just saw this chart and somebody was talking about this, and there is a possibility there that this is this formation. But what I see is something likely a lot more, where's it that chart at? A lot more like this, because we have the touch, then the formation of these 2 points, then the touch. This is bouncing a lot more in between these levels, whether you're looking at this level or the red resistance level here. Either way. Now, even with this case, even though rising wedges are tend to break out, you sucker. Even though rising wedges tend to break out bearish, even despite that, this still could have this possibility of coming up and testing this part of the zone here and breaking through. I just don't see the probability stacked in the favor of that. So I want to see right now, everybody in the chat, we got 171 people in the room. First off, everybody should have hit the like button, get involved, subscribe to the channel. We still have 60% of the people or more that watch on a daily basis who are not subscribed, but you watch daily. Subscribe, get in here. Also, if you're watching anywhere else, make sure you're coming to check out, like for instance, if you're watching on Hit Network or one of the other places that clip our show, come check us out, youtube.com/@BitLab Academy, or just search BitLab Academy. We're pushing up near 10,000 in a matter of 6 months. So very proud of that, and I'm thankful for every one of you here. Now, looking back at the chart, what we really want to discover here is what's our probabilities. And that's why we're breaking down these. And I'm showing you that there is bullish potential and it very well could happen. But the probabilities of what's going on in the market, especially we see PPI ticking up, we see likely delays coming. Let's see where we're at between now and Sunday. So everybody in the chat right now, I want to see your comment. Put a 1 in chat if you think between now and September, I would say, like, let's say between now and the middle of September, do you think price is going to be above 32,000? Put a 1. If you basically you're saying you're bullish over this next month. If you think that price action is going to be below this line, middle of September, somewhere, anywhere, I would say anywhere below 28,000. Throw a 2 in chat if you believe that. I'm very curious to hear what all you think about where price is going. Now, another thing we need to talk about here is, let me see. Wait, did ARK get delayed? Did the news come out? Let's see. Oh, so it just happened 3 minutes ago. Oh man, this is big. So this is why I appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, we do this together in a move aligned with the predictions of Bloomberg's ETF securities. It has issued a delay. What's going on with Bitcoin price? Let's go to the 1 hour. Not much movement yet. A lot of people were expecting this, so this is good. Give me 1 second, everybody. I need to do some magic here. Let's see. Man, this is good news. I mean, I don't want to say good news. I'm glad that the news is broken. I should say that. There we go. File, export. Sorry about that. I'm just I have to change the thumbnail. So delayed. And actually look at that. On the 1 hour, it's actually starting to push up. The speculation's gone 24 minutes. We're gonna have to keep a close eye on this and see what happens here I'm glad I checked the comments there and I forget who I saw. They're like, will somebody tell Kelly that the ARK is delayed? 8.2 trillion surprise bull breakout. ARK ETF. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. This is important stuff, man. What's going on? There we go. Save. There we go. All right, back at it. Now, everybody, what the hell are we gonna do now, right? Well, let's see what's going on with price action. 24 minutes. We might not do as much altcoin stuff today because this is pretty big, but we're still gonna get to a bunch of altcoins. So we see this rejection here. So we see this rejection, support, rejection. Now we're talking about triangles again here. Now look at this. Now we see right here, we've got this. Look at this, descending level of resistance, flat level of support. Is this going to end up being something that we chop through in this zone like this? Boom, 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 and then lose this? I don't know, but this, we're gonna have to see how this reacts here. Do we break out from the zone and come up? It's not looking super bullish as of this moment. we had the push up into this, and look at this. This is so hard to do with the damn trackpad. Okay, there we go. Little M formation. You see this? Push up, breakdown, push up, breakdown. This is a sort of double top, sort of. If we look at it on the 7 minute, you'll be able to see it better. See that? M formation. This is looking like it's likely going to come like this, something into this zone like this. We also see the momentum. Look at this. This is up. Momentum right here is not down, but slightly, it's either flat or slightly down. Well, this is much higher on this second high. Clear bearish divergence there. Volumes coming down into this move. Now we also see, oh, look at that. This is it's like chart patterns tell you what's going to happen. And so we want to see how this resolves into the end of the day, because we did come up to this level. Does this mean that we're going to be working down into this level all the way back down here at some point? Well, my argument would be yes, but we need to see what goes on with these markets. Yeah, man. All right, let's go ahead and look at the daily. Let's go ahead over and look at Ethereum. I don't even know when I drew this chart, but in this case, we've broken below. In this case, we've broken below. We can actually go like this, because this is bounce, 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 wick touching. This wick touches. This was riding this, lost it, came up, confirmed the breakdown by testing this and starting to roll back over. It's not fully confirmed though. What do I mean by fully confirmed? This lost this level. It came back up and touched this. It's not fully confirmed yet until we break beyond these lows here. And that would be likely a good short entry on a conservative basis for people that's doing small time frame trades, not looking for a big, you need to be very aware of what's going on in the market and being able to pivot on a moment's notice. But if you're trying to swing this basically down to like this level here or this level down here, you could do that. Now we can also look here and go option F from the bottom to the top. And we can see the golden pockets right here. So this is going to be an interesting sort of caveat here. If this does lose this and bounce here, I think if we lose this sort of level, we're likely going to come down to the somewhere between the golden pocket and the 786, 1738 sort of range, which is where all this price action right here was sort of coiled up in this sort of zone right in here. That's where I see likely Ethereum going if it does break down. If we do test back up, not only do we have to contend with this previous level right in this zone, we have to break past this high and this level, and that we look at all these levels above us. I don't see a lot of bullishness coming in currently, but if we come down to the 4 hour angle down there on the momentum, we're getting some bullishness. So look at this right here on the bottom right. It is indicating that there's an attempt to be made higher. We want to break past 1875 before we even consider really any bullishness. What does it look like on the 24 minute? Let's go ahead and zoom in. Downtrend is on the 24 minute. Look at this tightening. Wow. Tightening of momentum to the downside and slight tightening momentum of the upside. Very tight, very, very, very slight. If I were to guess, this is going to be failed because we see all this stochastics coming into this level and getting rejected, but they are coiling into it. So maybe a move is coming on Ethereum. If I had to guess, 3-day, okay, the 3-day landscape. Let me double click this. Okay, 3-day landscape, there's bullishness. We're right in the apex of the zone. Man, there's a move is coming for Ethereum. 12 hour. Momentum's angled up, but we have lost this level. But mind you, we did have a deviation here as well. But a deviation here is sucked right back into it. If we can suck back up into this level and just move up relatively quickly into the zone, we have this larger sort of time frame, which is resistance, which is up here at basically 1936, 1930. That's the sort of level I'm watching on bullishness if this comes up to the zone. But then immediately above that, we've got 1978. The only reason I'm even entertaining this is because on the 3-day, look at all this bullishness we're seeing right here on the bottom right. We see these down momentums getting tighter and tighter towards the zero line. You see this? Stochastics are coming down, getting reset. If we come down to the 8-hour, momentum is angled up. Momentum is angled up, but it looks like, let me delete these lines. Well, money flow is still negative. Yeah, it's like, I feel like if Bitcoin starts pulling back dramatically, if it does have that slight sort of scary breakdown, I feel like Ethereum will likely follow it down. So that's what I'm looking at with Ethereum. It's a little bit uncertain sort of charts with Ethereum. What window am I on? Oh, that's why. I'm like, why are all my charts different? There we go. Cardano. Looking here at the 4-hour. That's some bearish divergence over here. And then this, which one were they? It was money flow, hidden bearish divergence, stochastic hidden bearish divergence. Got an M formation. This is just holding on to some form of bullish narrative by being above this line. But if we lose this line, I think we're going to move fairly quickly down here into the 28.5. If we lose that, I think likely if this comes down to this zone, it'll likely bounce at this 28 cent mark. If we lose it though, next level down is potentially, man, it's not that much further down. Yeah, right into this zone, 27.8. If we do hold here, we very well could push up and find resistance immediately above us at 30 cents. And then the next level up would be this trend line right here. Kind of bring that out, which is kind of in line with each other. So 30.2. We want to talk about a bullish narrative is if we come up here and break out of this and basically test this sort of zone up here at 31 cents. I'm not looking much higher than that right now based on the sort of pressures on the market, but that's what I'm seeing. What was some of the ones? Where's my list? Shoot. You guys created a list. There were some coins that you guys asked. I know you said optimism, so I'll pull up optimism. 182 people in the room. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And by the way, get entered to win. We are drawing today. And you could, if you don't want it, we can maybe swap my hour for merch, but head over to the BitLab Academy page, hit this retweet, hit this like button. We will be drawing, we'll be randomly from those people that support. And you get an hour with me. We can break down TA. We can do whatever you want to do in regards to crypto in that hour. If you don't want that, then we can maybe swap it out for a 1-month membership to BitLab Academy and some merch. Yeah, come over here and get involved with that. Now, optimism. Look at this. Broke out. This is on the 4-hour. What does it look like on the daily? Man, we talked about this the other day. Rising wedge, likely break down. What happened? Broke down, found support right here on the trend signal line, which was green. But look at this. It's starting to get a little yellowish reds. The strength of the trend is weakening. There's the 50 moving average as well. We see a bearish divergence on the momentum waves here. This is low, much higher. This is about the same level. Look at all the bearishness on the BitLab trend fuel that we can see right here. Again, this indicator right here is the new sort of multi-oscillator data sort of hub for the BitLab trading stack. So everything's consolidated. So things don't look like this where you have so many different things on here. You're getting a lot of this data just combined and looking at a single view right here. The bearish and bullish divergences are now much smaller, just numbers. You can put your mouse over if you want to see what they are. And then of course we've got these bearish signal, aggregate signals, and bullish signals. This one's not showing any bullish signals on optimism. This is looking like a bit like a bear flag. If this was a bear flag, we would measure this from the top to the bottom, move this basically roughly like this. This would put us in line right where this high is here. So if this does continue a breakdown, I would be looking at a $1.37 sort of zone. This very well, let's go down to the 2-hour. Yeah, this does not look like it's going to make an attempt back up. It's holding on, it's getting rounded right at the 2-hour trend signal line, which is very bearish. And look at this, we have this shaded area, which means like a confirmed dynamic resistance zone is pushing into it. and it's starting to round out. This is looking like unless we get some sort of very quick impulse up, option F, that would bring us a very quick impulse up, likely rejection at $1.63. That's the golden pocket from this move. That's what I would see as a bit of a fake out, but I'm seeing more likely than not this rounding and then likely at minimum testing back to $1.52 in this region, $1.52, $1.53, coming down to there. And then if not, then $1.49 would be the next stop because of this order block and all this price action right here. Now, where's my Discord? I want to see that list that said that we would get to. I said I would do ICP as well. I did say that. All right. We're going to do some R weave. Let's do some R weave, baby. This looks the same thing as what we were just looking at. Pushing down. I will say though, Tom Crown pointed out yesterday on his show, when you see these rounding, when you have a push down into a bounce that's rounding, this very well, if this can hold this level, if this can hold this level and bounce from this, this could be sort of like a oblong sort of W formation, double bottom, boom, 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 boom. In this case, you'd want to watch for a breakout of this zone right here, which is these previous highs. But if not, if we're not able to hold this level, then this is just a continued stair step to the downside. In that case, if that were to happen, man, there's not even a price action below this we can go like this. So that's one. The 1.382 of this move extension to the downside would be down here at 338. That's if we measured it that way. Now, if we delete this and we get a little more conservative area, we can go from this low, option F, from the bottom to the top. And we can, how come there's, okay, let's sort of zoom in on this. So the fib extension to the downside, this came down, look at that, tested at the 1.382, bounced to the upside. Here, got rejected just below the 1, came down, and there's no level here. Let me see. Let me see if there's a 2.382. So yeah. Arbitrum, if it loses this level, I'd be looking for likely some down here in the 370s. Potentially all the way down to the 2.618, $3. That's if things are looking pretty bad. And on the 8 hour, look at all this red. But the question is, if it holds here, that's also a higher low. So if it holds here, then bullish. I'd be looking at a bounce up, a testing somewhere in this order block, 557, next stop up, 593. Ultimately, we'd be watching this level right here, which is the previous highs of this range. And that's 624, 626. But as it stands right now, I'd be waiting to see what happens here. That's what I'd be seeing for Arbitrum, or Arweave, sorry, not Arbitrum. Where's my Discord? Let me move this so I can see what the heck we are doing. We can do Arbitrum now and then YFI. Okay, Arbitrum, we're on the 8 hour. Look at this. A little bit of an inverse head and shoulders here. This got rejected though and came back down. We did on this smaller time frame trend line, we did break out of this. Let's go ahead and make it a better trend line. There we go. And we also broke above not only this 50 line was a perfect sort of trend line here, the trend signal line. This is flipped bullish and then immediately bearish. See, it's how it's red right here. My question is going to be right here. If this finds support right here, and look at this, see the candlesticks getting larger and then smaller, starting to round. If we find support on this 50 line and bounce, then I'd be watching the point of control right here at $1.17. And then next step is somewhere in this region, $1.19 to $1.20. of this high of this range. If we break out from here, then I'd be looking at probably a likely confirmed sort of bullish move moving up into this in this region. Now, why is Arbitrum moving? It's looking fairly decent in this context because there's a lot of projects that are migrating and basically being integrated onto Arbitrum right now. And there's a lot of sort of hype around it. We also see the momentum wave flipping around like this. The negative though, we do have stochastics down, RSI down. And we have, look at this, 4 out of 6 signals are bearish. So we want to see what's going on here. Let's come down to the 2 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour. Yeah, look at this. This previous high right here is exactly where this is finding support. If this loses this level, then I think that price action is likely going to fall back into the zone down into the $1.12, $1.10 to 11 sort of range. So that's what I'd be seeing on Arbitrum. YFI. I don't know if we've ever looked at YFI together on this channel, but let's do it. Interesting fact about YFI. Let's just look at this real quick together. People wonder, man, that coin must be better because look how the price was. I mean, because this Wi-Fi used to be like $40,000 a coin or something like that. Let's see. Go to all max. Look at this. It got up to $80,000, over $80,000 a coin. Does that make it better than Bitcoin? Well, let's go ahead and look at some of the tokenomics. There's only 33,000 Yearn Finance coins. That's why you need to pay attention to price and tokenomics, because you can have a very low price or a very high price, and that doesn't reflect the true value of that asset within the broader ecosystem. There's only 33,000 coins, so yeah, the cost per token got up over 80,000, but let's look at the market cap. Even right now, the price is $6,000. That's more than Ethereum, but look at the market cap, only $208 million. Much smaller market cap. So coming over here, looking at what's going on with, I'm getting so many dings in my ear. I hope it's from another channel or something. Yeah. Alex Green, I saw your comment in the BitLab mod Discord. I added Dave Digital, no, not Dave, Crypto Crank, I think it was, to being a BitLab mod. So I was saying getting him involved with the BitLab mod Discord. Now in this case, okay, we saw it's got some pretty ridiculous tokenomics, meaning that there's only 33,000 coins. This has a huge potential for gain if it holds up with their developments. Excuse me. So we got to pay attention to this. What does this look like right now? It's looking a little bearish. What we do have these sort of tightening towards the zero line, but we're not seeing any big moves to the upside on momentum. Stochastics here we see are getting rejected, and they are coming down. We want to see money come into this as well. Currently, if this were to break, we do see a trend line right here. Immediately looking at this, we got a trend line right here. If we lose this level, I'd be looking at likely testing down to at least 61.26. And if we lose that level, which is right here, we see this right here, option H. If we lose this level, let's actually make this a little higher. Right in this zone, bounce off this, rejection here. If we lose this level, then I'd be looking at coming down to somewhere down in here, 58.22. If we lose that level, likely down to 55.76. How am I finding these levels? I'm looking at where price action was before and where price action found reversals and supports. So looking at all that, we can also come here, do a Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, and we can see, look at this. This came down right here and bounced right at the golden pocket. Bounced right on this. So if we lose this level, then look at this. The next level down is this 786 sort of zone between 786 and the previous price action. So that's how I'm identifying these levels. Now let's look at XRP. Let's see what's going on with our wonderful. How is this performing in face of appeal likely coming in? Well, we're trading right in the zone of the golden pocket of this full move. Look at this. Perfect call, strong before it happened. Boom. Trend shift right here before it broke down. Now where we're sitting right here, we're getting sort of chop messages of the divergences here within this project. in the pressures, I mean, but we do have now a zone between this order block right here and the order block right above us, and we're trading perfectly at equilibrium. If price comes down, I'm looking for some sort of interaction here at 60.26. If it pushes up, I'm looking for some interaction or rejection here at the 66 sort of region. As it stands right now, barring any sort of removal of statement regarding the potential appeal, I'm seeing this likely come down and test minimum to the 786 here at 57, but most likely down here 53, 54, which is his previous highs. And I'm looking, because of everything going on and the integrations XRP has with the broader traditional finance and all these sorts of things, I'm looking at prices when price comes down into these zones, down sub 60. I'm looking at starting to layer more into XRP or adding more to XRP positions. So that's what I'm seeing. Now, let's look at Link. We haven't looked at Link lately. Link broke out of this small sort of trend line here, broke to the upside. We have some sort of resistance where right here at this previous price action trouble. This is why you need to look left on the chart. We're getting rejected also right at the order block right here. This dark red block, you see, got rejected right below it. What is that from? That's part of the BitLab trading stack. The BitLab trading stack, BitLab volume automatically populates where order blocks are and where liquidity is likely to be attracted to and very highly likely could reject from here. And now we're coming down. We want to look for some, if there's going to be any support here, this order block right below is at 738, about 10 cents down. That's what I'm looking at. And we see the momentum rolling over. We see, a little bit of bullishness on the stochastics, but the VWAP is negative, our RSI is neutral, trend wave is neutral, and stochastics top to bottom, this is looking a little bit bearish as well. So as it stands right now, we could consider this a bull flag, but the momentum's starting to roll over, so I'd be a little bit doubtful on this. So that's on the 2 hour. What does it look like on the 3 day? 3 day, it's rolled over. 3 day, it's rolled over. No follow through here. We could not even get through this level. This is looking like it's likely going to test down on the 12 hour. Come on, baby. You can do it. Do it for daddy. Do it for daddy. So this momentum's starting to roll, but the RSI, that's a momentum starting to roll, but you see the RSI, this purple line rejected. So the strength has been rejected, even though momentum's trying. I think because this is a little bit laggard on a daily, this is likely going to come up just a little bit more in the momentum and then roll over and start to come down. Let's go to the 8 hour. Yeah, look at this. Rolling over on the 8 hour, stochastics angle down, momentum's rolling over, RSI angle down. So that's what I'm seeing. Now let's come back. Let's look over at quant. It's just, is this setting up for a head and shoulders right here? Very weak because we don't have that much of a shoulder, but it's looking very similar. We're holding on this line. This momentum just cannot work its way up. Stochastics coming down. We're on the 8 hour. Let's go down to the 2 hour. It's just holding this line. Now we have two order blocks directly above us, one from this point, one from this point. That's why you have these two blocks here. Everything's trading in a range right here. It looks like we've got a bit of a resistance factor on the stochastics, just like this. We see this momentum starting to roll over to the downside. What does it look like on the 30-minute? Just choppy, just straight choppy. It's funny when you look at something on a 2 hour like this and what you see, and then when you come out to the larger time frame on the 3 day, we see this right here. We have this large falling wedge. So that does want you to lean a little bit bullish. And we can see right here, we do have a trend line that we don't have drawn on the smaller time frames. And that is right here, just like this. If we lose this level, I think we're coming down to 95. And next stop, if we lose that, is down to 90. Which I'm very bullish on quant. I do think in the smaller time frame, this may test down just a little bit, but in the long term, I do think that quant's going to perform very well. Coming back over here, looking at QNT, looking at QNT here, we can see that this only has a max supply currently under 15 million tokens, so less supply than Bitcoin. So It's not going to have as broad of a use as Bitcoin, but there's less supply. And so this being at $100, I think this is going to be a multi-$1,000 coin coming over the next several years. So something that I've been trading aggressively, trying to accumulate more of. And right now I sold my position here. I sold my position here and a little bit right here. But not all of it, but a big portion of it, because I do think that there's going to be a little bit of a test down. If it doesn't happen, if this bounces back up, then I'll reaccumulate up here once we get some confirmations of bullishness. Excuse me. But with everybody, I hope you all, I'm actually going to do the drawing. I want everybody to get an opportunity that's watching later. You still have the opportunity. Come over here to the BitLab Academy page. Hit that follow, hit the retweet, hit the like. I will draw on Monday for the winner of this week's contest. So everybody has an opportunity to get involved with this. If you're watching later, you can like and retweet and share this. And on Monday, I will be picking the winner this week. So get involved with that. Everybody, make sure you're following me over here at Kellam. You can see right here next to my name. Boom. That's where you find me at. And if you haven't yet, this is my page. Look for the blue check and the hit mark. And make sure you check out bitlabacademy.com. We got a lot of stuff coming. Get involved. And I think that's all I got for you today. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And Alex, I'm going to be talking with you here in just a moment. Let me just setting up this stream in thing. All right, now that's it. Thank you, everybody. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ding the bell. Thank you for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Again, my heart and prayers go out to everybody in Hawaii. And everybody step away from the charts a little bit this weekend. Touch some grass, hug a tree, kiss a friend, and I'll see you later. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Hit that like button, sucker.